Thank you, Mr. President. I rise this morning to talk about a very important and very moving exhibit that I'm proud to host here in the Capitol complex, in particular, specifically in the Russell Building. The name of the exhibit is called Witness to Hunger. It's a project created by Dr. Mariana Chilton at Drexel University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it's currently on display not far from here in the Russell Building. And to create this exhibit, Dr. Chilton gave cameras to 40 women living in Philadelphia so they could document their lives, their struggles with hunger and poverty and so many other challenges. The result is a powerful exhibit of photographs giving us an insight, not the whole picture, but an insight into the lives of these women and the lives they lead and their children and their struggles living today in Philadelphia. Women who are living in this city, part of this exhibit, try every day to provide a safe and nurturing home for their children while finding a job that pays a living wage. They labor every day to provide food and medicine for their children. These are women fighting to make sure that their children, their families can have the health care that they need. And I'll have the opportunity today to meet with several of the women who participated in the Witness to Hunger exhibit in this project. I want to thank them for their bravery, rare courage to be able to open themselves up, open up part of their lives to all of us, and for also making the trip to Washington so they can hear about, so we can hear about, I should say, their experiences firsthand. I've always believed that at its best, when it's doing the right thing, government is about people. It's not really, in the end, about budgets and data and information and numbers. That's important, but that's really the means to the end. It really should be about, not every day do we meet this objective, but it should be about and must be about people. And today we have a real example of that, a real living example of real people's lives. Witness to Hunger reminds us that the programs that we advocate for and work on and new initiatives here in Washington that affect people's lives are what we must be about. There's no better investment, in my judgment, than in the future of our children. I also believe that every child in America, every single child, is born with a light inside them. For some, that light will be boundless or scintillating or incandescent. Pick your word. There are no limits to the potential that some children have because of intellect or circumstance or otherwise. Their future is indeed boundless. For others, for other children, that light is a little more limited because of those same circumstances. But I also believe at the same time, no matter whether that light inside a child is boundless or much more limited, it is our obligation to do everything we can to make sure that that child's potential, that bright light, is given the opportunity to shine as brightly as possible for that child. Kids in school right now will be the workforce that will help us build new industries and jobs and transform our economy into the future. The good news is that we've already passed some important pieces of legislation that are improving children's lives. Last year, the Farm Bill included a very strong nutrition section to increase access and benefits for people who use food stamps, now called by the acronym SNAP. But food stamps and other nutrition programs. The Children's Health Insurance Program, another example, which will bring the number of children in America who have the benefit of this good program, this time-tested, effective program, to almost 11 million American children. We'll have an opportunity to do more because even despite the advancements we've made in children's health insurance, there are still 5 million more children, even when we get to 10.5 to 11 million children, 5 million more who have no health insurance at all. Pre-kindergarten education. I have a bill on that, and we'll be working on that to make sure that children have an opportunity for early learning. Nutrition programs, which also include not just food stamps, as I mentioned before, but the school lunch program, the Women, Infants, and Children's program, and on and on. One of the most important things we're going to be working on in the near term is the Child Nutrition Act, critically important to make sure children get a healthy start in life. So when we talk about that light inside a child, I do believe that we have, all of us, in both parties, in both houses of Congress, and in the administration, that all of us have an obligation to make sure that light shines as brightly as possible for each and every child. We do that, I think, by doing a number of things. One is to make sure that the children have access to early learning, that they have nutrition in the early years of their life, and that they also have health care. If we at least provide that opportunity for every child, nutrition, health care, and early learning, not only will that child be better off, we're all going to be better off in terms of the kind of economy and therefore the kind of workforce that is the foundation of that economy that we build into the future. So I hope that my colleagues and their staffs have a chance to view this exhibit, Witness to Hunger. And I also believe it's in keeping with and is consistent with that commitment to make sure that the light in every child burns as brightly as possible for each and every child in his or her family. I know that's my obligation as a senator from Pennsylvania, and I believe it's all of our obligations as United States senators.